was raised in a Orthodox Chabad household. I'm the youngest of 7 kids. My family's just like Jewish to the core. Judaism just pervades everything that we do.
My mom is Jewish, my dad is Christian, so we celebrated holidays that were both Christian and Jewish. I went to Hebrew school with a friend because the opportunity arose and I wanted to, and my dad was okay with it. I went to a Christian preschool, and so I think I came home one day singing a song about Jesus away in a manger, and my mom was like, okay, that's great, honey, but she didn't really mind that much. It wasn't really until college that I think I identified with being Jewish.
My background is conservative, which is to say I'm comfortable with a pretty wide variety of things, and also inherently pluralistic. My Jewish identity is a big part of who I am, and so when I came to college, it was natural for me to gravitate to my community and to become part of creating and expanding that community. People at Hillel have a very broad array of Jewish backgrounds, and so inevitably, the core members of the community, those that are the most involved and participate most often, represent a quite broad pastel of people who are quite Reformed, people who are quite from very open-minded Orthodox, and everything in between.
I'm probably one of the more Reformed people at Hillel, but I enjoy being able to interact with people who have a different history than I do.
David, I'm a sophomore.
When I first came to Stanford, I went to the Rosh Hashanah services hosted by Hillel. I saw another girl there who didn't know anyone, and so I said, oh, are you a new grad student too? And she is now one of my best friends. Now I've had enough life experiences to know that I can rely on Hillel and Jewish communities to be places where I can feel at home.
Freshman year, you're in a freshman dorm, and they're usually relatively tight-knit communities. But after that, it's pretty prevalent to feel community-less to some extent. What's really amazing is to have kosher dining where you have this consistent meal 3 times a week, and then also Shabbat. You get to come together with people and really build a community around food, which is often how communities are built. Challah for Hunger has many different chapters at schools all across the country. The premise is to bake challah, sell it, and donate the proceeds to charity groups. Though a Jewish student organization, Challah for Hunger has become something more than that. We have co-sponsors with other campus groups. So that's also been a way that we've actively engaged people through Challah. It's been a really amazing way of connecting Judaism, at least in a small way, with the broader campus.
We all just have something in common, no matter how broad our backgrounds may be. I think it comes back to that Jewish life is a fundamental part of who we are, and that value you can't really replace. It's something that really defines who you are in a way which connects you to other people.
My Search for Meaning is a really incredible program. The premise is having really small and intimate lunches with professors where they can talk about sort of their life story, but particularly with a focus on how they've developed a sense of meaning and purpose in their lives. Some of my highlights are having lunch with Nobel laureate Al Roth, or today I had lunch with Professor Fred Luskin. Where do you get that opportunity? But at Stanford Hillel, right?
Urban Studies is my major with a focus on policy and politics. I'm a classical pianist. I love playing with singers, and I've spent a lot of time with music in college playing for musical theater productions, for classically trained singers, taking lessons on my own, playing chamber music. I love leading services, and I'm often the person who gets the opportunity to do that. I really connect to the musical side of davening, and that's why Kabbalat Shabbat is my favorite service of the week and the one I try and lead. One beat, you know exactly where you are.
I am a tentative but almost certain symbolic systems major. It's, broadly speaking, the study of minds and machines. One of the things I really love about being at Stanford is that there's just a ton of opportunities to get involved with things that you totally have no familiarity with at all. So I've been involved previously in a dance production, and this quarter I was lucky enough to have a best friend who was directing a production of Equus. So he got me to fulfill the role of Nugget, which is the main horse in Equus, and I have to say I think I did a really good job.
I did my undergraduate at Duke University, and I studied mechanical engineering. And then I came here to do the master's and PhD program, also in mechanical engineering. And now I study the cellular biomechanics of cancer. I started dancing ballet when I was about 4, and just haven't stopped. I trained pre-professionally in ballet as a high schooler, and I also got to dance a lot in undergrad at Duke. Every place that I've gone, I've gotten to maintain this kind of a balance between being an artist, an athlete, and a scientist, and also being Jewish everywhere.
Part of what's been really amazing coming to Stanford is taking on a position of being someone who builds the community. So I know that 5 years from now, I would want to find a community where I can feel like I'm building something.
I'm not sure where I'll be in 5 years, but if I'm at another university doing research, I'm sure I'll seek out the Hillel there. And likewise, if I go into industry, I know there's probably not too far away a Hillel that will have events for grad students and young professionals. So I'm confident that I can quickly build community and build a network and find friends wherever I go.
I've often heard stories of what it was like to be a Jewish student on campus before this institutionalized presence, and it makes all the difference in the entire world. I mean, you can imagine being a Jewish student on campus without a central resource, a central gathering spot. Hearing those stories over and over again only reminds me of how important it is to build this community and not take for granted the fact that we have a place to be together as Jews at Stanford.
I almost take Hillel for granted just because it's so much a part of my life. I have slept here. I don't know if people should know that. I've built tent forts and slept here. I eat here, I hang out here, I work here. I basically live at Hillel.